Okay, somebody approached me, this was last week, in one of my comments, and was telling me that it was hush-hush, and was just commented on one of the Karen Reed videos and said that in reality he won. And I thought that they meant Lally, so I thought they were like speaking against Karen Reed, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I was just like, I was not hearing them, and I was just like, no. But this person told me this last week, guys. Okay, so I think I saved a video on that. I was just like, oh my goodness, really? And I was just like, I think I commented it just like, well, I guess that he can have his delusions. But I thought, because the person didn't specify who won, just said that no, he won. Because my comment was, of course, against Lally. And so the person who commented on my comment, it appeared to me, was saying that Lally won. And I was just like, I'm not hearing you. So here we are. Saying that the jury had agreed to acquit. And I'm just like, okay, I'm really having a problem believing this because, first of all, the rules are about jurors. They're not allowed to speak what other jurors would have done. Every state's different, but in Massachusetts, they're not supposed to. And the jurors, there's only been one juror that spoke that I'm aware of, and I think it was an alternate. So I don't know how they could know what an entire jury would have spoken, but to spoke to them. But anyway, I don't know. But here's what it says. Lawyers for the suspected Boston cop killer Karen Reed said Monday that jurors in her trial over the death of John O'Keefe had an agreement to find her not guilty before the judge declared a mistrial. They raised the issue in a motion to dismiss second-degree murder charges and leaving the scene of an accident, according to Boston 25, which published fighting. Here's the problem with that. I don't know what is going on here, but as you see in my video that I did, and I was livid. I mean livid. In the second-degree murder charge, I showed the original discussion while Karen Reed was booked on the second-degree charge. I played the audio of the officer explaining to her that she was charged with second-degree murder charges for vehicular homicide. Okay, so then in the end, I played the video of what the judge read to the jury when the instructions was given over to the jury. The second-degree murder charge was beating him to death. Had nothing to do with hitting him with a car. It said, you have been accused that you did assault and beat John O'Keefe, and by such assault and battery did cause the death. Go listen to my video. Go listen to it. In fact, I'm going to play it for you. So the reason that I'm saying this is because why is the media reporting? It's almost like they're trying to lie to the public and hide what Lally did in the end. And I don't know what kind of scam is going on here. And if her lawyers did say this, I don't think that her lawyers would say this, because her lawyers should be like filing a petition against Lally for presenting an entire trial worth of evidence of arguing against the best experts in the world and arguing that her car caused those injuries, and against all the testimony that says no, those cars are not consistent. And in the very end, he presented a testimony of a charge of second-degree murder where she beat him to death. Okay, so here you have Fox, who knows what they did in the trial. They watched the trial, or they should know. Why are they saying that, why would lawyers raise an issue of second-degree murder charges about leaving the scene of an accident? That's not what the charge was to the jury. They hid that. And I don't know why these lawyers are conspiring with Lally to literally hide what he did in the end. And I'm going to show you. Watch. Let you listen to what the second-degree murder charges actually were. This is all a scam right here. Watch. This is what was read. In the end, this is the jury instructions being read to the jury before they go in to deliberate. Okay? This is... Listen.
The elements of the charges against
this is second-degree murder charge.
The Commonwealth has alleged that on January 29, 2022, Ms. Reed did assault and beat John O'Keefe with the intent to murder him, and by such assault and battery did kill And
She beat him. Not hit him with a car. Not hit him with a car. So there was manslaughter originally from vehicle, but he hid this. He hid this from everybody until the very end. And these lawyers are acting like they're not batting an eye. Guy over here claiming that she hit him with the car, not batting an eye when he changed his story to she beat him to death. Listen to it again. I believe the reason that they're running these stories about the second-degree murder is because they're trying to resubmit to the public what the second-degree murder charge was and lie, literally cover up and lie to the public. And I'm not gonna let them get by with this. Listen, this is the second-degree murder charges that you now hear.
him, and by such assault and battery did kill.
Beat him. Not hit him with a car. Beat him. And I was so angry when I'm like, you did not just sit there and lie for 8 weeks straight. I watched every day of that trial, people. I watched the pretrial hearings. At no time, at anywhere, anytime, anywhere did he say she beat him. He argued with people who said that it was not consistent that a car caused those injuries. And in the very end, this was the jury instruction. This is what they were given. And so now you've got Fox trying to hide what they did. Literally, these media people are what keep the crooked cops in power. Okay? Our blue force of the United States of America deserves better than this. They need integrity. You've got cops who are trying to do the right thing. You've got a cop who stood up and said he saw Higgins at that Sallyport at her car. He didn't even call him. How are cops supposed to do the right thing when media is constantly hiding what they're doing? You got Stephen Serif, who testified that, yes, that report was false, that said that, these cops put themselves to the scene earlier than they were. He testified truthfully that there was only a light dusting on top of John O'Keefe. They're setting it up that cops can't do the right thing because media keeps lying and hiding stuff that they're doing that's corrupt. They hid the fact there was a 71-count federal indictment against 6 state troopers for extortion, bribery, false reporting. They've hid that from the public, and now they're hiding what Lally did in the end with this nonsense. They're going to keep making money off the story, keep presenting lies, keep hiding stuff. This is what Lally said in the end. This is what he said to the jurors. And you wonder why they were confused. This is Karen Reed. She's being booked on second-degree murder. She's got some questions. And what the second-degree murder on vehicular manslaughter. Now,
initially, you were arrested on probable cause out of the district court, okay? So the charges that you were arrested on initially were out of the district court, Fulton District. That's what the agreement was district level charges. Today, grand jury indicted you on these charges: second-degree murder, vehicular homicide.
So clearly, she was booked on second-degree murder, vehicular homicide. And in the end, he changed his story to the jury to say that she beat him to death. And here you have Fox trying to hide what he did, because Lally needs to be removed from power. This judge needs to be removed from power. That judge should have never allowed jury instructions to go before the jury to say a completely different story that he presented. Not only didn't present any evidence that she beat him to death, but argued with people that said that it appeared more that he was beaten, that it's not consistent with the evidence. Nowhere did at any time he present not even one iota of the accusation that she beat him to death to this jury until the very end. And this media is trying to hide and cover up what he did, and I'm not going to stand for it. If I have to drive to Massachusetts or hire people to stand out there with signs to let them know what they did in the end, they're not going to get by with this. No media, you don't get to keep people that are crooked in power. No media, you don't get to keep lying and hiding things from the public. And this is just tyranny, what this media is doing. Then the accusation, 3 of the 12 jurors sent unsolicited communications to the defense. purportedly indicating in no uncertain terms that the jury had a firm 12-0 agreement that Miss Reed was not guilty of 2 of the 3 charges, her lawyers wrote. Nowhere, anywhere, any, you look for it. I'll pay you if you find it. Nowhere is any media presenting to the public what they did in that courtroom. And that is to, at the very end, present instructions to the jury that she beat him to death. They keep spinning this story about she hit him with the car. Because that's what Lally presented, and then while they're hiding contradictory, completely different story charges of second-degree murder to that jury. They think that they're going to get by and hide from the people. And I'm begging you, I'm a small channel. I don't have, like, a lot of exposure. I'm begging you to share this or just at least talk about it to somebody. Don't let Lally get by with what he did and hiding and telling the jury in the very end to charge her with second degree for beating to death, because he knows that he was beat to death. But because he knows that his story was so flimsy and so stupid to try to say those injuries were caused by a car, and you have all these experts, even his own experts couldn't conclude that. And so because he knows he failed, because it's a lie, he's trying to maneuver and sneak and try to say, okay, they're probably going to think that, yeah, he was beat to death, but we're going to make it Karen did it, but we're not going to tell the public we're switching our gears, and we're going to hide that from the public and just give it to the jury. And NBC 10 Boston shut down the live stream as soon as their closing arguments was done, and did not do in the live stream the jury instructions to the jury, because they know all those people in that stream was like 95% against the state. And across the board on the internet was 80-20. Okay, 80% is like the state. Them people's crooked, and that's without them even knowing anything about the 71-count federal charges that the FBI filed in January against 6 Massachusetts state troopers, former and current, and had a whole bunch of people in that case text message to each other bragging about the golden treatment. Take care of my fellow trooper. Take care of my fellow cop. Cops all across the state of Massachusetts, names redacted. Fellow troopers also involved in that, not charged, but names redacted. Oh, they don't even know about that, right? Please, I'm begging you to share this. Please. Please. Please.